Welcome back to update number 12 of rebuilding my HOn3 Chili Line. Today we're going to start at the north end of what I've been working on the last few weeks, and we'll start here in Antonito. I have completed the track work, the wiring, installing of the bullfrog switches, and have been working on the south end towards the Chama staging and Tres Piedras and Servieta. So once I got this track laid, I decided to have a little fun, dug out a lot of the buildings from my move and put them in place in Antonito just to see how things might look. I've always admired that old photo of the Chili Line and the split to Chama with the old buildings in Antonito in the background, so I might use these. There's coming up on the station grounds, Rocky Mountain Fruit Company is in the foreground. I also dug out a lot of my rolling stock just to kind of get it out of boxes. There's a nice 169 that I've had remotored, a friend of mine did, put LED lighting and everything in. It's a pretty good runner. So the line to Chama is back towards the backdrop. Stock pens will be on the other side of the stock cars. And then the industry and the rolling stock track, holding track will be there in the back. So Antonito's been running pretty well. Got a couple of issues to fix, but other than that, we're on our way. So let's head a little further south and let's take a look at the staging tracks that I put in for Chama to hold the 2-a-day San Juan trains. Before we leave Chama, I do want to, or leave Antonito for Chama, excuse me, I do want to go over the little bit of wiring and installation of the bullfrogs that I did. My previous video shows how I wired all the switches, and this little bit here will indicate for you, if I can untangle my tongue, how I've wired the bullfrogs and the attachment for the control of the switch machine itself. I've been using 2mm rod connected to the bullfrog toggle, the actuator in the back, and routing them through the white electrical connectors. And then, since I do not have fascia installed yet, I'm also using these to throw, there we are, throw the switch. Pulls very easily and gets it in the right orientation. So that's worked out very well so far. All right, let's head over to the Chama staging area. As I said, the line to Chama leaves towards the back of the backdrop and goes over here to a 5-foot in total length staging track past the switch, where I can hold both of the east and westbound San Juans for in the morning when it leaves Antonito and leaves the Chili Line consist, and then in the evening when it comes back and picks it up. In the foreground, you'll see the line to Tres Piedras. This will be the Chama staging will be hidden by backdrop and scenery. I've decided to use just a ground throw in the back here and wire a frog juicer, because really this little bit of the railroad will not be used very often, only on occasional operating sessions. So we'll follow the line. Chili Line here will leave Antonito I've used the spline and cork roadbed process again around the curve into Tres Piedras. This will be the side of the trestle and the water tank. We have the Tres Piedras station and proximal location of where the stockyards will go. There's a photo of Tres Piedras, or TP as it's called. So I have a siding for the stockyard, siding for the station. From that point, we've been under construction again. As we leave Tres Piedras, some of the salvage trackage from my old layout, we head further south to Servieta. And I have the spline in place for this. This needs to be sanded to make sure it's absolutely level. And we move on down here to Servieta and the large stockyard that they had there. And of course there will be the 2 boxcar stations. With the road running parallel here to the benchwork. See here on this photo. So the stockyards, the boxcar stations will be in approximately this area. Have a siding for Servieta and the stock loading point, which at one point was one of the largest in New Mexico. Heading south from Servieta, we head on over to Taos Junction. This is where I've been laying out potential track arrangement here. Heading south towards Taos Junction. Into Taos Junction, and then we'll head south from there down Barranca Hill. The line to La Madera will branch off in the back and have a small staging area, which my HOn3 rolling stock is hiding right now. So anyway, that's what we've been doing. A lot of construction, made good progress. I did have an open house late in June. Was pleased that the railroad ran very well, and all the guests seemed to be happy with the operating we did. So that's the end of this particular update. So we will be back and show you more progress.